Here, actually. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey. Who do you think you are? Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today. This is...
You ain't gonna make it.
Wait
Now.
a minute.
Whoa. Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable!
Why are you running from me? Because you're scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this?
Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Nesquik. Try Nesquik 4-packs, perfect for lunches and great for kids on the go. Look for it in the juice aisle. Snack time is a great chance to sneak extra calcium into your child's diet without making him feel like he's eating something he doesn't want. Serve up dairy-rich foods like smoothies, flavored milk, frozen yogurt, and string cheese. He'll love the treat, and you'll love knowing how good it is for him. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
The Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, March 7th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.63 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,330 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $33, and the average price of Bitcoin is $10,639. Antiwar.com reports it's been a little over 2 weeks since the Syrian army launched its most recent offensive against rebel-held eastern Ghouta, a suburb of Damascus. The push has included intense air and artillery strikes and a costly civilian death toll. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, some 800 civilians, including at least 177 children. A lot more civilians have been killed in this fight than combatants by all accounts, though no reliable figures exist on how many combatants were slain on either side. Roughly a third of rebel-held eastern Ghouta has fallen over that period, leading civilians to flee deeper into the area. Russia is suggesting they flee the other way, however, offering everyone, including rebels, safe passage out of Ghouta. Syria and their allies are eager to get the rebels out of eastern Ghouta because it's the last substantial rebel-held territory this close to the capital city. Eastern Ghouta has been used for artillery strikes against Damascus and, at times, outright infiltration into the capital. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports in the first weeks after President Donald Trump's latest travel ban was implemented on December 8th, around 100 waivers were granted to thousands of applicants for U.S. visas from 8 countries subject to its restrictions, according to State Department data provided to Reuters. Between December 8th and January 8th, more than 8,400 people applied for U.S. visas from Chad, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Syria, Somalia, Yemen, and Venezuela, the countries listed on the ban. Of those, 128 applicants qualified for visas because they fell into categories exempted from the ban, according to a letter from the State Department sent last month to U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen. Exemptions to the ban are made for lawful permanent residents of the United States and certain other categories of applicants. The ban contains the provision that those who do not qualify for exemptions can be considered for waivers in special circumstances, such as a need for urgent medical care or to accommodate adoptions. Waivers can also be granted to those previously granted visas who want to return to employment or study in the United States. States. Significant business obligations or close U.S. family ties can also be taken into consideration for a waiver. As of February 15th, only 2 of the initial month's applicants had been approved for the waivers, according to the letter, which was seen by Reuters. Since then, more than 100 additional waivers have been granted, according to the State Department on Tuesday. It was not clear how many of those additional waivers went to applicants from the initial month. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment about the issue. A State Department official said the policy is being implemented as called for in the president's proclamation. Van Hollen, a Democrat, along with Republican Senator Jeff Flake, requested the information about visas from the State Department in late January, saying in a letter to the agency and the Department of Homeland Security that they had received reports of the near-uniform denial of waivers for visas. Van Hollen said in a statement to Reuters, the Trump administration claims that the waiver system can be used by people who pose no threat to the country, but these facts show that system is a farce designed to hide the president's true purpose. 6 of the 8 countries included in the ban are majority Muslim. Courts have struck down the first 2 versions of the Republican president's travel ban, and the current one is narrower in scope than its predecessors. The Supreme Court will consider its legality this spring, and a decision is expected by June. Many visa applicants from the 8 countries were denied even before the travel ban, and since it took effect, more than 1,700 of the 8,400 visa applicants were denied for reasons other than the travel ban, according to the State Department's data. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap and Amazon, at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. Or you can shop directly from FPP with Bitcoin in the Bitcoin store. That's shop.fppradio.com. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Shortly after Seattle area consulting firm Brink and Tiller received a resume from Corey Wilhelm, a college graduate with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in communications, Human Resources Director Robert Bradshaw immediately fast-tracked Wilhelm's application and spoke with The Onion about this exceptional candidate.
Well, the second I saw Corey's resume, I knew I had to send it straight up to our CEO. I mean, we're talking about an applicant who not only got into the University of Washington School of Communication, but also managed to graduate in 4 years with a Bachelor of Arts. This kid's only 22, but according to his resume, he already has experience in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. We're really going to have to move fast to get this guy.
Bradshaw went on to say that company heads could barely believe the candidate had 2 years of experience working at his college newspaper and had even taken a full 4 years of high school Spanish. Since receiving the application, Bradshaw claims the company has made numerous attempts to reach Wilhelm.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Computers are online. I'm gonna start loading software.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Call to Freedom.
Broadcasting live from Vertcoin Studios on LRN FM.
You're listening to Will.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say.
And Aria.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our BitPlus network satellite.
This is
the Call to Freedom.
All right, let's boot it up.
All right, welcome to this Wednesday edition of the Call to Freedom, live here from the Vertcoin studio on LRN.FM. And, well, I'm Will, your normal host as always. And, well, I'm joined live via remote right now by the queen of crypto herself, Miss Aria Demezio. How you doing today, Aria?
I am doing great, as usual.
So I think I have bad news. Now, we had worked out we were going to have Sharp Coin on as our coin of the week this week. But it turns out the snowstorm outside has Larry Sharp stuck. And he will be unable to join us this afternoon, sadly. Hopefully,
it is disappointing.
It is.
I was hoping to, rib him a little bit in a friendly nature about making a crap coin to use as a political fundraiser, in a fun way.
Yeah, exactly. We're just it's a little bit of fun. Plus, it's a way to kind of take two of our most popular segments and blend them together into one. Libertarian drama.
Is there libertarian drama around it?
Well, no. I mean, it's Larry Sharp.
So we're going to make some?
No, it's Larry Sharp. Larry Sharp is like...
No, I know.
Remember, he shared Libertarian Drama of the Year, Dramatarian of the Year with Arvind Vahra last year. So, I mean...
And that takes some doing.
For real. So, I mean, for me, it was like, we can have like Dramatarian of the Year and the coin... the coin of the week all in one segment. What could be better?
I would love to know. We have to get him next week then, because I would really love to know if he can actually answer, the specific questions about his coin that, we normally ask people. Well, as far as security features and things like that.
I could ask and try to make sure that he's got whoever the tech guy is behind the coin.
His name is on it, so I would hope that he can answer them.
I'm fairly sure this is something like a campaign thing. There's a tech or crypto savvy member of his campaign staff who has designed it for him. I'm just knowing Larry, for the last 2 or 3 years. I don't think Larry is the one who came up with the idea himself, or that Larry designed the coin. To me, I'm thinking somebody just said, "Hey, Larry, let's ICO. ICOs are a great way to raise money." And Larry said, "I need to raise money." I'm fairly sure that's exactly how that conversation went. Somebody said,
I think
"Hey, Larry."
That's how the conversation with vegetables on a blockchain went as well.
Well, I don't know, because vegetables on a blockchain seems like it was probably malicious from the very beginning, whereas this seems to be like just a tokenized form of fundraising. So like when you get done, Sharp coins aren't really worth anything. They're a collector's item, basically. I mean, that's how I see it, at least. I mean, it could be wrong, but to me, Sharp coin just looks like kind of like the thing with our son. Holy crap! Looking at the snow outside, was how much harder it is snowing now than it was when I arrived here 15 minutes ago. Like our idea with Sodica.io, where basically the coins, the tokens themselves, they don't really have a value other than what we assign to them, so that you can buy 50 tokens and for $500, and that $500 is actually a donation that will go to pay for this in order to do this and that kind of thing. Like it's a tokenized form of fundraising rather than a coin, I guess. Does that make sense? Did I lose Aria?
It does indeed.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
So
I still don't see why a cryptocurrency was necessary for it, other than hey, me too. I want to get in on the fad.
Well, I think with ICOs and like the tokenized fundraising, it's not really meant to be a coin, so to speak, like a currency. Like
it's like Xbox Gold points. You need to buy Larry's Xbox Gold points, and then you can use those gold points to redeem stuff at his campaign store.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Right, but I mean, why not just give him cash for the stuff on the campaign store? Is what I'm getting at.
Well,
why interject this additional step?
It's a reward program. I mean, we were talking about doing something similar for Cult of Freedom, creating like our own coin that you could win through contests, and then you could use those coins to redeem whatever Cult of Freedom gear you wanted. So instead of being like, all right, we're going to give away a free Cult of Freedom hat today, we're going to give away this much coin. And then if you want a t-shirt, you don't want a hat, then use your coin to buy a t-shirt instead. It costs this much more coin to buy a t-shirt than it does a hat. Like Marlboro Miles. That's what I see Sharp Coin. Sharp Coin is like a Marlboro Mile. You spend $3 on a pack of Marlboros, and we'll give you 5 miles that if you collect enough of them, you can redeem them for cool swag. But in the end, you're going to give me $1,000 for that baseball cap and the key ring.
And death.
For for the $3.50 worth of hat and key ring. And remember, this is the 80s when they were in the early 90s when they were doing this. For that small amount of money worth of merchandise, you can, give us $1,000. And, $1,000 worth of cigarettes gives you enough miles for a pool stick that you could pick up for $15 and scratch the Marlboro symbol into it with a pocket knife,
Oh, yeah. For years, my dad smoked Camels just for the C notes that they put in them.
Yeah, my dad, too. My dad
He would buy just random junk that could have come from any diamond nickel store.
We had a half a dozen of those, the can koozies with the camel's head. We had these, they were literally jackets made out of paper. They were literally made out of paper. But they had the camel thing on the back of it. And my dad owned like 15 of those because they were giving them away for free with a carton of cigarettes at this truck stop. And the truck stop was right next to where we used to run a service where we would service tractor trailers. And the truck stop was right next to there. And my dad would go in there and buy 2 or 3 cartons because my dad smoked like 2 packs a day of Camel non-filters. The fact that he's in his early to mid 80s is a miracle.
Yeah.
I mean, he has COPD. He's on he has a breathing treatment that he takes daily. But the fact that he's alive at all is a miracle. Now, when we get back, we've got this story. You remember Russia in the old days where they would reward citizens for snitching on their neighbors? Well, it would seem Israel is instituting a similar policy, but they're going to pay thousands of dollars for anyone who will snitch out African migrants. We'll get back here on the Call to Freedom.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations. But make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Boy, I am watching it. So that's what a nor'easter is supposed to look like. Or is that a weak version? You've been here for 7 years now, haven't you, Daryl?
Going on 6. Okay. And yeah, this is kind of a nor'easter.
Kind of.
Like we're not, getting the full brunt of it. We're kind of on the outskirts. But still, it's one of those things to where the projections are 6 to 20 inches or more. So basically, we have no flipping clue how much snow you're going to get.
Yay. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Good thing I only live about 2 miles from home.
Yeah.
So as you guys can hear in studio tonight with us, sitting in for Mike Laurie, we've got Daryl Perry from the Liberty Lobby. And then, of course, our daily co-host, the crypto queen herself with the most, Miss Aria Demezio.
The most what?
I don't know. She's got the most something, we're sure. I'm positive of it. But we were going to move ahead on with this story that it came across my desk today. And I saw 2 stories that both came out together, and it seemed kind of odd, sort of, that they would be, put together. So we're going to cover one now, and before we get to Crypto Hour, we're going to hit the other one. It says that Israel plans to hire civilians to capture African migrants and refugees. Israel.
Hold on, is this kind of like the fugitive slave thing, but right. Fugitive migrant? To where it's now your duty. If you do not go out of your way, then you wind up being punished?
Says here, Israel's going to offer cash rewards to civilians who will sign up to become, quote, immigration inspectors with the government unit that oversees the deportation of the country's large asylum and refugee population. Now, just a reminder, the biggest portion of that asylum population is a group of Ethiopian Jewish African refugees that were saved. They were smuggled out of Ethiopia under much fanfare as a huge PR stunt that Israel pulled. And immediately they began working on how to try to deport and medically sterilize these people that now, like I said, they went over
because they're Ethiopian Jews.
Yeah, they're not real Jews.
Well, they're the descendants of Solomon, so they're as Jewish as anybody else that's a Jew.
But they're not European Jews, and everybody knows that white Jews that have no Arab or Semitic ancestry are the only real Jews.
Well, that's true. Any white European person is the only anything.
The only real
only
anything,
true
yeah.
anything of the anything.
Oh, says here the Population and Immigration Authority, the Israeli government's immigration ministry, published a job notice last week that invites civilians to apply to become inspectors for the agency's asylum request department. The ministry is offering appropriate pay as well as a bonus that can reach 30,000 shekels. I mean, pieces of silver. I mean, $8,700 US. The ministry,
but is it 30,000 shekels?
It's 30,000 shekels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we put it on the blockchain?
Right. Here you go, Judas, your 30 pieces
Why
of silver.
do we don't need a blockchain for everything.
But we do.
That's the joke, Daryl.
But we do because reasons. Says the ministry says it's looking to hire 100 inspectors by, well, the end of this month. Of these, 70 inspectors will be hired for a 2-month period to carry out enforcement tasks against illegal aliens and their employers, including the need to locate, detain, and monitor illegal persons. The immigration ministry also wants to hire 40 people to, quote, conduct comprehensive questioning and investigation of asylum seekers, ostensibly to determine the veracity of their claims.
So the phrasing there said illegal persons. As if these people are just by their very nature against the law.
Oh, wait, though. The notice calls for at least a high school education and notes that experience in combat or security is a plus.
Well, if you're rounding people up, then yes, you want some kind of combat or security experience. You don't want a guy who has only ever flipped burgers at McDonald's to wind up all of a sudden becoming a bounty hunter.
Yeah, we're gonna make you. We're gonna have you bounty hunt.
Here, go dog collar that guy.
Yeah, go do with the dog. What is it? Dog the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Go dog the bounty hunter. Some 210-pound Ethiopian refugee. You little Polish Jew guy that's 5'6". Yeah, sure. That's no problems at all. That should be simple.
The Ethiopian's just going to outrun the little Jewish guy anyway.
To begin with, right? It says the Israeli government says that there are 38,000 African migrants living in the country, most of them hailing from war-torn areas such as Eritrea and South Sudan, having illegally crossed the border between 2007 and 2012. That's according to the Israeli government.
Now, hold on. I have a question here, and yes, This is me kind of being a pedant. Did the people cross the border, or did the border cross the people? Because we know in a lot of the West Bank and Gaza settlements, the Israeli government just says, oh yeah, the border's 1,000 feet over that way now. Your house is illegal because you didn't get a permit to something. Well, no, the house was built in this other thing, and then you moved the border.
It seems that Israel's got 2 different programs that the United States government's probably going to be paying for. The job notice came a week after the Israeli government announced another program called the Assisted Voluntary Return Program, which offers refugees and asylum seekers referred to as infiltrators by the acting Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This is an offer of a plane ticket to their country of origin or a third nation and a $3,500 lump sum payment. Now that reminds me of what we did here in America in Atlanta during the 1996 Olympic Games, where they gave they basically created the massive homeless problem in all the states that surround them. Yeah, the crime rates went up. But what they did was they offered a bus ticket to One Way and $50 cash for any homeless person that would come and get.
You
on
ain't
the
got
bus
to stop being homeless, but you can't be homeless here.
Yeah, and they just went out. They went out. The ones who wouldn't voluntarily, clean themselves off the street were arrested and put in jail on ridiculous charges. Just whatever they
it's
could.
now against city ordinance to be homeless in the city limits.
Yeah.
Which is basically the thing. There are a lot of places where they have basically done that.
Yeah. Welcome to the liberal West, the land of egalitarianism and welfare.
Land of the free.
The land of the free, where, you know what? If you can't find a way to pay for a house, we'll throw you in jail with 3 hots and a cot. And we'll take care of you on the taxpayer's dime.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with AgristHosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to AgristHosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's AgristHosting.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. I'm going to say 1.5 inches of snow on the ground just since we've been on the air. That's pretty cool. I got here and there was no snow on the road.
Right.
And now it looks from here like about 1 inch deep on the roads.
There was a storm, I think about a year ago, where it was coming down at a rate of like 2.5 inches an hour.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, joining us live via remote and rethinking her move to New Hampshire at this very moment.
She's not moved to New Hampshire. That's why she's on remote.
She is moving to New Hampshire.
But she hasn't.
No,
yet.
She's rethinking her move right now as we speak.
Oh, the white fluffy stuff will be gone by the time you get here.
Right.
Right.
Every time we have this conversation.
Yeah, but it will be back.
Right.
It will always be back.
Well, every time we have this conversation, it reminds me of the movie Cool Runnings. Do you guys not even remember that movie at all?
I know the movie, but I have no clue what you need context here, Will.
That's a bobsled.
No, that's not it. This is ice, man.
Bobsled is 3 strong runners to push off down the ice. Ice! Ice! And it's kind of
ice. So it's ice, ice, cold stuff, white stuff, ice. The same reason why everybody was like, hey, you should move up here. And I was like, no. Why? Because there's ice. And ice, and it falls from the sky all the time.
No, ice doesn't fall from the sky all the time. Snow and ice are two different things.
Snow is you know what a snow cone is, right? They take a big block of ice and they shave it.
Yeah, that's why it's called a shaved ice.
Exactly. It's snow cone.
Shaved ice.
Snow cone.
Italian ice.
Okay,
shaved
we're not
ice.
Italian. Okay, we're at least Americans here, or at least I am. So sort of. Who knows? But anyway, back to this story here. We've been talking about one of our Discord chatters here referred to as Israel's new brown shirts, but I would call them more the whisperers. The whisperers being those people under the Stalinist regime who would whisper to the police officers, to the guards around town about, some of them would whisper about their own parents.
Yes, they would.
There's a really good book called The Whisperers of Stalin. It came out a few years ago. I definitely suggest that you read it. And it talks about, how this kind of thing, neighbors being encouraged by government to snitch on neighbors, turning countries into like a dystopia, where people are afraid to leave their homes and walk down the streets or to speak in their own homes.
Right.
For fear that their children will be convinced to rat them out in schools, which I think is kind of happening here, a little bit at a time, slowly but surely, particularly around the issue of guns,
Guns, drugs.
Yep.
Basically, all of the non-violent victimless. That just, possessing a gun is not a violent offense.
No.
Possessing drugs is not a violent offense.
No. But it is a reason for the state to violently kick in your door.
Yes.
It says here, the UN is concerned. Who really cares? But I mean, I see this as a legitimate concern, though, because Europe is like, whoa, what's up with these refugees? Says feeling they have no choice. Many asylum seekers, they've already registered many cases of refugees who have attempted to make the journey to Europe through Libya after being kicked out of Israel. If they feel they have no other choice, and they travel many hundreds of kilometers through conflict zones in South Sudan, and Libya after being relocated by Israel. The spokesman for the Office for Refugees, the UNHCR, William Spindle, told reporters in Geneva that they suffered abuses, torture, and extortion before risking their lives once again, this time by crossing the Mediterranean into Italy. So, yeah. And what I find funny is Israel is a country that is literally founded on refugees.
Yes.
It is a country that was created by refugees for refugees.
But only certain refugees, and
only with a certain complexion.
You're not allowed to tell the religious right that. No. Religious, to them, Israel was put there by God. And nothing else before that
for
or after
the Jewish
that
people, and we're talking about Jewish people that are being kicked out of the Jewish homeland
for being the wrong.
That's not the way they
Jew.
see it, though.
You now have efforts to school Ashkenazi European white Jews separately from Sephardic, Semitic, actually Jews, actual Semites, those kind of Jews. They want to school them separately.
This sounds like something that will end well.
The European Jews don't want their kids going to school with those brown Jews. European Jews in Israel, in some of these private institutions, in some of these private schools, treat Semitic, actual genetic Jews like Sumerians were treated in biblical times.
Wow.
Like back
Europeans
of the bus, other side
in
of
Israel.
They have their own
They're aware that they immigrated there, right?
Well, that's the funny thing is the Sephardics, they're the ones who were there when Israel got there. When the white European Jews showed up, there were these brown Jews who were like, we really wish you wouldn't come here because it's really cool and we have like this peaceful thing going with the Arabs and the Muslims here, and we have this really bad feeling that if you show up, it's going to be really bad. And 60 years
and they were
later,
like, nah.
60 years later,
yeah,
and that's all that Israel really is it's a refugee state so that white European countries could kick out all the Jews that they didn't want in their own countries. Like Israel, we get rid of all the Jew. That's a great idea. We'll support that. I mean, the English were very open about the fact that they supported Zionism and Theodor Herzl because they didn't want the Jews in England anymore. They wanted them to leave.
Yeah.
The whole country is like, they use anti-Semitism as like this rallying cry to shut down any criticism. When the truth is, if it weren't for like the state only exists because of the rampant anti-Semitism of Europe at the time and the sentiment of, we don't want these like basically trash people here. Because they were regarded like the Irish or blacks. They were human refuse.
Right, and that's one of the ways that, what's the thing of, any conversation at some point, somebody's got to mention Hitler.
Yeah.
But that's how he was able to impose a lot of the tyranny that he did of, hey guys, the Jews are kind of screwing everything up here. That's right. Basically what happened.
And what's funny is the very same dog whistle, I guess you would say, that was used back then is being used again Instead of being used to create, now it's being used to defend. And instead of anti-Semitism pushing Jews out of Europe, now basically the specter of 50-year-old anti-Semitism is preventing any reasonable discussion about the topic. Now, who's going to pay for all this? This
not it.
$89 million in deportations. We'll find out when we get back.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
Seniors thunder into a local high school parking lot like coalition forces entering Baghdad. A substitute teacher just needs to make it to her car before breaking down in tears. And a college freshman tells his roommate there's no need to hide his masturbation from him. And now a week in review that truly requires no introduction. The nation's students announced this week that they have reluctantly agreed to give the American education system yet another chance, saying they hope educators keep their promises of smaller class size, better school supplies, and intensified efforts to raise the country's international math ranking. The nation's students vowed to give the education system one more shot, despite claiming to have been burned many, many times in the past. In other news, a man overcomes alcoholism without the help of Jesus, and an outcast student and a lonely teacher have begun a somewhat endearing sexual relationship. And that was a free lesson in top-shelf journalism. For more news, videos, and reminders of your insignificance, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com. Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio, watching the snow come down like crazy outside. And, well, we're talking about how foreign governments are spending your money. And I know it's your money. If you're a U.S. taxpayer, you know how I know it's your money? Well, Daryl, you work in lobbying. You understand how lobbying works. Isn't it the best lobbyist a senator? Like, instead of having like a guy that just goes and asks senators to vote for you, isn't it great that you're like a senator is actually your lobbyist? Like the military-industrial complex, Israel, there's like 3 different groups that when you look at them, they don't just have lobbyists that are like paid special interest people. They have lobbyists that actually are members of Congress.
Technically, a member of Congress cannot be a current lobbyist. Now, a member of Congress can get funds from special interest. So I think that's what you're trying to say. But
you mean
say like Mitch McConnell cannot be a paid lobbyist and a senator at the same time.
But a group of U.S. senators, Republican and Democrat alike, who just returned on a state-sponsored trip to Israel, well, they called on Tuesday for an increase in the $38 billion military aid budget the United States is currently providing, signaling a need for more funds for Israeli missiles. Senator Lindsey Graham, a leading Republican foreign policy voice, and Chris Coons, a Democrat member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, said they considered the provision of $38 billion a year, quote, a floor, not a ceiling.
Right, and that's how Congress always sees the foreign aid to Israel is, oh yeah, that request, that's the floor.
Yeah, $3.8 billion per year for 10 years. That's what we start at. That's just what we automatically promise. If they need more throughout the year, we could double, triple,
or if they need more next year, or the year after, or they need more in 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah. And whatever happens, if there's a sequester or an option that we need to cut the budget and every budget has to be cut, guess what? One budget will literally be moved around from department to department to avoid
the military budget?
Cut. No, the Pentagon took a cut.
No.
During the sequester?
No. The amount of their proposed increases was cut. But their overall spending was not cut.
Israel didn't even get that. As a matter of fact, there was a bipartisan, almost unanimous vote in the House and the Senate to put Israel in its own special budget category.
Because the sequester said that things get cut unless there's 2/3 majority, this, that, the other thing, and then there is the 2/3 majority, this, that, the other thing.
So, even the military-industrial complex and Big Pharma are not as strong when it comes to getting their hands on American tax dollars as AIPAC.
But again, that's a little misleading because there's all kinds of, in addition to the National Defense Authorization Acts, there's all kinds of additional funds that get sent to the Pentagon throughout the year. So whenever every year you'll hear this, Congress just passed $680 million or $80 billion, blah, blah, blah. And then 2 months later, oh yeah, we're going to wind up throwing the Pentagon another billion here, billion there. So, again, that's the floor, not the ceiling. And then they didn't even cut where the floor was. They just cut how much they were going to jack the floor up.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then wound up giving them money a couple months later anyway because it wasn't during the sequester bill.
Says, let's see here. Graham said during a meeting with reporters that he thought provisions in the agreement phasing out an arrangement in which Israel would spend U.S. funds on its own defense industry, and the provision of just $500 million in defense funding were, quote, short-sighted. Coons said tensions in the broader region supported the idea of more funding for Israel, citing the ongoing war in Syria and Iran's recent use of a stealth drone. The United States and Israel signed an agreement in September of 2016 to give Israel $38 billion in military assistance over the next decade. The largest aid package in U.S. history, but one that included concessions by Israel's government. What concessions were those? Well, none that they actually stood by.
Concessions, like when you go to the baseball game and you want to go order a hot dog and a thing of nachos and a large soda. Those kinds of concessions.
Concessions like, we won't bomb our neighbors or build more settlements. Oh, wait, never mind.
Except for when we do.
Except for when we do. And while we're doing it, we'll shoot a 15-year-old child in the face and then arrest his 16-year-old female cousin for daring to slap our soldiers while they're standing on their property.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, just in case you guys forgot in our update last week, on that specific story, that cousin, the one who was shot in the head by the Israeli police, is not through with his medical treatment, but has been now kidnapped and arrested by Israeli authorities. And basically in a revenge tactic, this young man will most likely die in jail now for lack of good medical treatment. Yeah. Again,
and these are our allies.
Not only our allies, but this is, if you're an American taxpayer, you just got through not long ago. It is March 7th. So that means sometime in the course of the last few weeks or before April the 20th, or 21st? When's tax deadline this year? April 18th?
16th, 17th.
So within the next month, you're going to pull out your wallet and you're going to write a great big old honking check to the U.S. government.
Yeah, April 16th. 15th is on a Sunday.
And your big old honking check.
So I heard you're going to drop your pants, bend over, and spread them wide.
Yeah, basically.
No.
Well, Tom's not here, so he can't really tell us what that feels like. Tom's our resident taxpayer.
Yeah.
Okay. Tom's the resident taxpayer. We call him Tom the taxpayer, or Tom the sucker. But he's the only one that could really explain to us the sensation of taking the 12-inch big blue one with no lube. So.
Oh, it's blue this year.
Yeah. Well, the green one's the one you get from the military. So I figured Uncle Sam's should be blue because he wears those blue pants.
Okay. Yeah. And then I'm not a genealogist necessarily, but how am I related to Uncle Sam?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, like I know my grandma had 12 brothers and sisters.
He's not your uncle anymore. He's big brother now. So
it's incest porn.
So it's incest.
I would much rather an uncle than a big brother.
And somehow in all of this, I am my own grandpa, I guess.
Uncles have the ability to be cool. Big brother is never, ever cool. I've had cool uncles. Big brother is always, big brother is never cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would like, but I'm in Manchester. Okay, well. So we won't have Rich Paul on with us tonight either, it would seem. So, it seems like all the guests that we had for Crypto Hour, unfortunately, have been...
well, don't schedule guests for a nor'easter.
Well, I don't predict the weather. I don't know about these things. I don't have a TV. Well, I have a TV. I don't have basic cable or like local TV.
There's this thing.
I have Netflix.
Hold on. Where we live, let me...
There's this thing called the sky.
Let me, step back and just explain to Will where you live for a moment. There is no such thing as local TV here. It just doesn't exist.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Ian sitting in the thing, and he said, Cheshire TV. Yeah, that's cable access. That's not local broadcast television.
Right.
So, even if you did have a TV and you had one of those antennas, you probably would not pick up ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, any of that.
Yeah. All right. Well, when we get back here in just a little while, it's going to be time for Crypto Hour. I don't know if we're going to rate Larry's coin without him here. We'll probably just do our normal crypto news and stuff like that. But hopefully next week we will have Larry Sharp in the hot seat. as our currency of the week. So stick around. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM.
Got my baby and I know it ain't true. Is it a good thing? No, it's bad, bitch. For good or worse, makes you.
Armistice Day was a day dedicated to world peace, a day to perpetuate peace through goodwill and mutual understanding. This sentiment was lost when Congress renamed the day in 1954. So Antiwar.com is reclaiming November 11th as Armistice Day, a celebration of hope and peace. Antiwar.com has been battling the war party for 22 years and has always been on the cutting edge of technology in this fight, having accepted Bitcoin donations for 5 years now. Antiwar.com is diving deeper into the cryptocurrency movement by adding Bitcoin Cash, Dash, and Zcash to its digital currency donation options. And to celebrate, Bitcoin.com has pledged $20,000 in crypto matching funds through December 31st. Help Antiwar.com accelerate into the future with a cryptocurrency donation today.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, March 7th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.63 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,330 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $33, and the average price of Bitcoin is $10,639. Antiwar.com reports it's been a little over 2 weeks since the Syrian army launched its most recent offensive against rebel-held eastern Ghouta, a suburb of Damascus. The push has included intense air and artillery strikes and a costly civilian death toll. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, some 800 civilians, including at least 177 children. A lot more civilians have been killed in this fight than combatants by all accounts, though no reliable figures exist on how many combatants were slain on either side. Roughly a third of rebel-held eastern Ghouta has fallen over that period, leading civilians to flee deeper into the area. Russia is suggesting they flee the other way, however, offering everyone, including rebels, safe passage out of Ghouta. Syria and their allies are eager to get the rebels out of eastern Ghouta because it's the last substantial rebel-held territory this close to the capital city. Eastern Ghouta has been used for artillery strikes against Damascus and at times outright infiltration into the capital. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports in the first weeks after President Donald Trump's latest travel ban was implemented on December 8th, around 100 waivers were granted to thousands of applicants for U.S. visas from 8 countries subject to its restrictions, according to State Department data provided to Reuters. Between December 8th and January 8th, more than 8,400 people applied for U.S. visas from Chad, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Syria, Somalia, Yemen, and Venezuela, the countries listed on the ban. Of those, 128 applicants qualified for visas because they fell into categories exempted from the ban, according to a letter from the State Department sent last month to U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen. Exemptions to the ban are made for lawful permanent residents of the United States and certain other categories of applicants. The ban contains the provision that those who do not qualify for exemptions can be considered for waivers in special circumstances, such as a need for urgent medical care or to accommodate adoptions. Waivers can also be granted to those previously granted visas who want to return to employment or study in the United States. Significant business obligations or close U.S. family ties can also be taken into consideration for a waiver. As of February 15th, only 2 of the initial month's applicants had been approved for the waivers, according to the letter, which was seen by Reuters. Since then, more than 100 additional waivers have been granted, according to the State Department on Tuesday. It was not clear how many of those additional waivers went to applicants from the initial month. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment about the issue. A State Department official said the policy is being implemented as called for in the president's proclamation. Van Hollen, a Democrat, along with Republican Senator Jeff Flake, requested the information about visas from the State Department in late January, saying in a letter to the agency and the Department of Homeland Security that they had received reports of the near-uniform denial of waivers for visas. Van Hollen said in a statement to Reuters, the Trump administration claims that the waiver system can be used by people who pose no threat to the country, but these facts show that system is a farce designed to hide the president's true purpose. 6 of the 8 countries included in the ban are majority Muslim. Courts have struck down the first 2 versions of the Republican president's travel ban, and the current one is narrower in scope than its predecessors. The Supreme Court will consider its legality this spring, and a decision is expected by June. Many visa applicants from the 8 countries were denied even before the travel ban, and since it took effect, more than 1,700 of the 8,400 visa applicants were denied for reasons other than the travel ban, according to the State Department's data. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap and Amazon, at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. Or you can shop directly from FPP with Bitcoin in the Bitcoin store. That's shop.fppradio.com. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Crammed into tiny bar stools, cramped diner booths, and filthy cars where moving their limbs is either uncomfortable or impossible, hundreds of thousands of consumers rip apart chicken wings or tear off bites of Heroes and hamburgers every single day, often to the point of bloating, belching, and outright physical pain. Barbecue sauce or hamburger juice will literally dribble down these poor beasts' mouths and onto their shirts, their beards thick with pungent grease. Treated as little more than machines to be stuffed full of smoked pork, marinated chicken, and dry-aged beef, consumers are forced to wait in long lines, often while still fully conscious, before buying their meat and ripping it off the bone with their mouths in plain view of other consumers. The majority of meat consumers are often prodded to ingest vastly more than their bodies can handle thanks to cruel promotions like 25-cent wing nights and family-sized buckets of chicken. Help stop the brutality by visiting.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold. Hold.
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the Call to Freedom.
That's right. It is time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. Are you new to the world of crypto investing? Do you even know what a candle graph is, let alone want to spend a whole day reading them in order to know when to make your moves and stuff like that? Well, you know what? It's right here. You know what? There's this new thing. It's a savings accelerator. It's not really an investment. It's called Helium.com, and it's powered by Uphold.com. And what they've done is they've created a bot that watches the values between cryptocurrencies and then regular old fiats, and then it will move your money when the time is just right. Helium lets your money move you. So you just charge the account up using a bank card or your own digital wallet and just set it and forget it, like the crock pot of crypto investing.
I think the new thing is the Instant Pot.
I don't know. It's like a rice cooker. It's like a Bitcoin rice cooker.
Right, but the new thing is called the Instant Pot.
Right.
The Instant Pot's been out for like 5 years, Daryl.
Well, either way.
I only heard about it like 3 months ago, and holy crap, it's Tom.
What the hell?
Somebody's echoing too.
Yeah, that's me because I hurried home, but I left my headphones in the car. But hi, everybody. I'll be right
Thanks
back.
for the heart attack, dude.
Right?
Well, if you watched the TeamSpeak server, you'd know when I logged in. Now, I'll be right back to with my headphones so we can get this echo canceled and get on with Crypto Hour.
Well, it says here, where are we at? I'm totally
That was
lost.
terrifying. It's like having
Pot,
somebody
crock
sneak up
pot.
behind you and just start
Yeah,
yelling
right.
in your
Instant
ear.
Pot, crock pot,
Smoke some pot.
helium, smoke some pot, helium with an E.com/CTF. Go over to Helium, HELEUM.com/CTF. Get a great deal. It's a thank you for being a Call to Freedom listener. Now, we normally would have had our coin of the week, but with the insane snowstorm that was going on outside, unfortunately, we are not going to have Larry Sharp with us this weekend. But you know what? Kind of in the theme, part of the reason why we have a coin of the week is, it has to do with what's going to be our lead story tonight. This coming from news.bitcoin.com. It says here, 1 in 3 cryptocurrencies is currently unspendable. So now this is part of the...
I'm surprised it's as good as 1 in 3 or 2 in 3.
Just wait until we get further in the article.
Yeah. All right. Well, it says cryptocurrencies are speculative instruments. They're price predicated on future prospects rather than current reality. As a consequence, many of them don't qualify as outright cryptocurrencies, at least not yet.
No, you added 2 syllables there. It says they don't qualify as outright currencies.
Oh, currencies, at least not
Meaning
yet.
you can't actually use them for the most part on a lot of these.
While the likes of Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum can be freely spent on desktop and mobile, dozens more are barely usable outside of crypto exchanges, and in some cases have been that way for years. I know, like Pink. Pink is a coin.
The singer?
No, the coin, Pink coin.
Never heard of it.
I owned
I must buy some.
I owned some of it.
But only on Wednesdays.
And the reason why I got rid of it was because I couldn't get it off the exchange. The entire time that I owned the Pink, the developer, according to the exchanges, at the request of the developers, you could not take money off of the exchange and send it to, say, a Coinomi wallet. So yeah, that's why I finally got rid of it, was because you couldn't take it off of the exchange at all. There are other coins like that, like it says here, like they literally only exist on the exchange. They don't have a wallet. They don't have a mobile wallet. There's not a QT wallet. Like, you have the developer wallet if you're lucky, and that's it.
Right. Let's continue with the article here.
And it says, as everyone knows, cryptocurrencies are traded speculatively. When you buy Monero on an exchange, you're paying a price that's based less on its usefulness today and more on what it could be worth in the future. Should massive...
Well, I have to dispute the accuracy of that statement. I mean, it depends on... Yeah. I'll have to take a minute to formulate my words, so you go ahead.
All right. It says there's nothing wrong with that. Most assets are subject to a prolonged period of price discovery before the market settles on a value. That's why .coms that have yet to turn a profit can be valued in the billions.
What is this, 1998?
Right? As Eric Wall put in his recent trading column, quote, "The investment information you are looking for is not anywhere to be found in the charts. Rather, it's in one's ability to understand and visualize the future of the market," or cryptocurrency market. But that's in brackets, so I'm assuming it's supposed to be implied. Cryptocurrency speculation is natural. In fact, such behavior is healthy, as it drives eventual adoption. But sooner or later, you might want to do something with the cryptos you deem as keepers, like move them off an exchange, or spend them, or gift them to friends.
Now, I want to stop you right here. I was having a conversation with somebody not too long ago, and they were talking about a mutual friend of ours that they'd gone out to a restaurant, and the guy was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm a little short on cash. Can I give you some crypto?" "Yeah, you can send me some crypto." And then, "All right, so I'm sending you like 1.5 million Endo coin." "Yeah, so basically you're not giving me any money." Yeah, because it's something that you can send it to somebody, but it has no value.
Yeah.
You can't actually do anything with it.
I saw Bitcoin as like Microsoft Gold on Xbox. The little credits that you get, they aren't actually redeemable for anything. And it turns out that Bitcoin's not that, but there are lots of coins that are. There are lots and lots and lots of coins that are it's just digital bits that the value is based on magic.
Yeah. And
I guess
I've got the article here pulled up, and it says that's where you start to run into problems. To gain an insight into the spendability of cryptocurrencies, news.bitcoin.com set out to answer a simple question. How many of the top 100 cryptocurrencies can be sent to friends or family?
That's key. Only the top 100.
Yes, they only looked at the top 100. They say, Mom rocks an iPhone, little bro has an Android, and Dad, for some strange reason, only uses a desktop. To pass the test, a cryptocurrency must be able to be sent and received on all three devices.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
as it stands,
that's a pretty heavy.
30.
Even Coinomi can't do that.
30 of the top 100 cryptocurrencies fail that test. If the sample size were extended, the failure rate would rise further. That doesn't mean it will always be
go
there. Go ahead, Arya.
Cryptocurrencies held on a desktop are useless. I mean, you're not carrying your desktop around with you, to make purchases at the gas station or at the restaurant or wherever it is that you're going that accepts cryptocurrencies.
Money kept in a CD is useless. You don't keep the CD with you all the time.
Yeah,
or I could finish saying what I was saying.
Well, you can do that when we get back here in just a moment on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration. and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at shiresociety.com. That's shiresociety.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media, and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free, at apps.lrn.fm.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
You are listening to Call to Freedom's Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार के क्रिप्टो आर को, जिसके प्रस्तुत करता है Helium.com.
Reading fortune, I just got the news. I can be a millionaire too. Check the OP, what did he do? Gas in his bag till they go to the moon. Spent half an eighth, I got $1 million coins like the real McCoy. You know I feel that joy, cause if it goes to $1, I won't believe my luck. And I 10 on my Lambos for me and my friends.
All right, well, welcome back to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Watch, the snow is slowing down. I think it is. Maybe it's just getting dark and harder to see. But we've been talking about how, there's all these coins out there, and even in the top 100, barely a third can actually be used in what I would call just real world situations.
Right. So again, the article here from news.bitcoin.com, they said that in order to pass their spendability test, they were looking for cryptos in the top 100 that could be used on iPhone, Android, and desktop. And Aria, you wanted to make a point about cryptos on a desktop you think are actually unusable?
They're not unusable, but the utility of that is so low in the first place because all you can do with it is online shopping. And yes, there's a lot you can do with online shopping, but to hold that up as the end-all be-all about whether or not a currency is useful, or even as 33% of a metric of whether or not a currency is usable, is ridiculous considering how little of our actual needs on a day-to-day basis are done via online shopping.
All right, now first of all, Vergecoin does have an iOS wallet that's been released now. It's buggy a little bit, but they do have an iOS wallet for Verge.
Right, and I think almost all of the cryptos have at least, like a command line interface for a desktop.
I would say that as soon as Coinomi has an iOS wallet, then that number will jump significantly. Because Coinomi not being on iOS limits nobody really has a wallet for iOS, and it's because of iOS. It's Apple's fault. I mean,
right, but there are a lot of cryptos that don't have an Android wallet.
Very true. Well, Electrum seems to be trying to fix that, though. Like, you can get an Electrum wallet for, I want to say, a dozen different currencies now. It's just a mobile wallet that for Vertcoin, or a mobile wallet for Bitcoin, or other, for different coins that don't really have a mobile wallet yet of their own. Electrum has designed, I guess, a wallet for them, a mobile wallet, to make their coin more utilitarian.
So continuing with the article, it says that doesn't mean that it will always be that way. Some are still relatively new and are under active development, but others, such as Verge, Syscoin, and Bytecoin, have been on the go for years and still are no closer to securing an iOS wallet, or even an Android wallet in some cases. Then there's IOTA, whose iOS wallet has been delayed for months but is finally close to release. Whether it's stable enough to prevent coins disappearing into the Twilight Zone until they're forcibly reattached to the Tangle remains to be seen. In addition to recording the number of cryptocurrencies that lack a stable desktop or mobile wallet, news.bitcoin.com calculated the average age of these projects: 2 years, 1 month. Of these, 53% lack an iOS wallet, while the remainder lack an Android and or a stable desktop wallet. For recording purposes, any ERC20 token was deemed mobile compatible, even though many Ethereum-based projects actually lack their own dedicated mobile wallets. A number of altcoins with their own blockchain have yet to receive proper mobile support, but Free Wallet has done the honors for Android users with varying degrees of success. And I want to personally say don't use Free Wallet because I took a look at one of their things, and the first thing that it asked was log in with Facebook.
Womp, womp. Where's that sad trombone noise, Will? That's desperately needed there. Right. I want to rewind. There we go. Log in with your crypto wallet through Facebook.
That's a brilliant,
for 20 free gems that you can use to play one extra Wheel of Fortune puzzle a day. Yeah, brilliant. Anyway,
the article itself, and I'm not. It's not just because I have like an undisclosed amount of Verge coins. Verge has the Android wallet. They've had an iOS wallet. They also have an OSX wallet, and they have a Tor wallet. So I don't understand why Verge is on the list.
Because they don't have a standalone Android wallet. You can find them on Coinomi.
Yeah. And CoinPouch and a number of others.
Right. So what they're saying here isn't
has to be standalone.
That you can use it on fill in the blank.
I don't understand why standalone is necessary, though, because I use Bitcoin in my Coinomi wallet. I use Dash in my Coinomi wallet. I know people that do the same thing with a CoinPouch. It's just as easily spendable with a Coinomi wallet as it is with
right. So it would be interesting to go through the list of the top 100 and say, all right, this is how many are available on Coinomi, this is how many, etc. And you said Verge has their own iOS, or they do not?
Verge has their own iOS, OSX, and Tor wallet.
Okay.
They were all released within the last 3 months.
So speaking of which, I'm kind of stuck on the first sentence of that last paragraph Daryl read, which is the average age of these projects is 2 years and 1 month.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my company's been in business, 30 years doing what we do with business class services, and we don't have stuff that works for every operating system. So is that sort of an unrealistic expectation? More to Aria's point, is it unrealistic to judge coins that have operation on one of the two major mobile systems, but not necessarily on desktop, when mobile is where you would expect them to be primarily used?
Well, I guess because mobile is where you would expect it to be primarily used, you have to have it for iOS and Android both. It's kind of a necessity. But the problem is...
But Tom's point is about the desktop, and... there's the conversation that I have on almost a weekly basis at floating crypto meetups here in Keene, where people will ask, what's the difference between, say, a mobile wallet or a desktop? Well, a desktop wallet is where you want to do more long-term storage. You don't want to, you're not going to walk around with all of the money you have in your wallet in your back pocket.
Unless you're one of those guys we were talking about in Russia who gets mugged carrying around a literal hard drive with a cold wallet with 1 million Bitcoin in it. But, yeah, also, Aria, your take on this would be appreciated. What do they mean by desktop? Because if they're talking about Windows, wouldn't that at least mean that it works on...
If you're looking for work, there's a piece of paper more important than your resume. It's the cover letter attached if you're snail mailing, or the email to which you attach your resume. Make it 4 short paragraphs. Paragraph 1, say that you're applying for work. The person you're sending to gets a ton of mail about all sorts of things. If you have a password, that's your first sentence. Tom Nelson tells me you and I should meet. Paragraph 2, what you do and how that relates to the opening. Be as specific as possible. Paragraph 3, why you want this particular job. I'm originally from Boston, so I know the market well. I have family and friends in the area, so this would be a homecoming for me. Paragraph 4, unless the job posting stipulates no calls, and I will call you to follow up. Thank you in advance for your time. From survivalspeech.com, I'm Holland Cook.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up in any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom, brought to you by Helium.com. Unasikiliza Crypto Hour inayohusu wito wa uhuru, imeletwa kwako na Helium.com.
Live from the Vertcoin studio. This is the Call to Freedom. It's the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium. 4 to 7 here on LRN.FM. When you kill the faucet, you color 5 to get some free coins. This is the Call to Freedom.
That's right. This is the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, watching the snow fall down as the sun sets.
So you're watching both the sunset and the snowfall.
Yes, the sunset and the snowfall. And it's such a beautiful day outside. Now, are you interested in getting into the crypto scene? Are you wanting to buy in, but you don't want to spend all day, doing all kinds of homework? Well, let me introduce you to the savings accelerator called Helium.com. Now, Helium's powered by Uphold.com, and what they've done is they've designed a bot, and it will watch the values between traditional fiat currencies and cryptocurrencies at the same time, and then move your money when the timing is just right. You just go to through your Uphold.com and charge it up with a bank card or your digital wallet. Just set it and forget it. Everything is completely automatic. Helium lets your money move you. So go on over to helium.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF and get your special deal for being a Call to Freedom listener. So we've been talking about this thing here. Basically, it's that every coin is a crap coin.
Well, not all of them.
1 in 3
of the top 100
are not.
Correct.
And everything else is.
Basically. Now, there is a little bit more to the article, but Tom, you had a question for Aria, and I don't remember what the question was.
1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Well, glad to know you're listening, Daryl.
No, I listened. I've just got a horrible short-term memory.
Yeah.
My overall question was, what are they defining as desktop? And my specific question, and I wanted to tag Aria in because she's the crypto queen, if it works on Windows now, then it works on Windows Mobile, and it works on Surface, which is a mobile device. But so are they somehow segregating desktop from Windows Mobile, or is desktop like their proxy for it works on Windows? What do you think?
I have no idea. You would have to ask them. I have no experience with Windows Mobile. The one time that I tried to use it, I ended up throwing it out of a car, moving down the highway at 80 miles an hour. This is a piece of crap.
I didn't say it was any good. I just said it's there.
The last time I checked, most of the actual programs available on Windows 10, Windows 7, or whatever desktop Windows operating system were not actually going to be fully compatible with a Windows Mobile version. I don't know if that has changed. I know that was their plan, but they also planned the Xbox One to be not what it was. So
Well, here,
Their
according
plans and reality tend to diverge in shockingly stupid ways.
Well, I guess
And
this
that-
is kind of
that
a
kind of leads to what Daryl was asking too about the difference between iOS and macOS, because very few things that work on iOS also work on macOS, and yet
That was Will asking the question of what was the difference
in
between
iOS and OS X?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Mac phones versus Mac computers.
Yeah.
You can tell I just sat down if I can't tell you two apart.
Right.
And the article here, they have a verdict. They say having a mobile wallet isn't the holy grail of a cryptocurrency, and many of the coins in the top 100 aren't even designed to be currencies.
Well, yeah, there's that.
But for them to be usable in whatever purpose they've been assigned, whether it be a utility token, a security, or an equity, they need to work reliably on both desktop and mobile. As long as users are downloading beta wallets from GitHub, the cryptocurrency revolution will remain on ice.
Well, only once cryptos become easily spendable with a velocity to match will real progress have been made. Store of value or medium of exchange makes no difference. 70% of cryptocurrencies. This is wrong.
No. They say 1 in 3 in the top 100 are unspendable.
Okay. So that means 30% are pass the test.
No.
70%.
1 in 3 unspendable, which means the others are spendable.
Oh, okay.
You can use 70 of the top 100.
I thought it said 1 in 3 were spendable.
No, 1 in 3 are unspendable. And that's why me and Aria at the beginning said that doesn't sound right. But again, they're only looking at the top 100, not all 1,500 and some odd.
Oh, yeah. There's no way it's going to even be like...
Yeah, if you wind up looking at all
1
of
in
them,
50.
it's going to be, a
1 in
very
50.
small number.
Yeah, not 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. No, this will be more like 1 out of 50.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Good Lord.
Yes.
Now, we've also got some other good news coming from some good news coming out of the crypto world here. Domains running cryptocurrency mining scripts have surged 725%.
That's not good news.
That's not good news at all.
No.
No?
No.
No.
Have you ever wondered?
It sounds positive if you don't know what they're referring to.
Right. So
you're right about that.
There
Will,
are certain websites.
The second sentence of the article talks about malicious crypto miners.
Yes,
and
there are
cybercrime.
certain websites that when you go to, have you ever noticed that your computer gets really slow?
Yeah.
That's because
Like
they've got these
Salon?
scripts that are using
Well, the Pirate Bay was the first to do it, and I supported them
CPU.
doing it.
Well, they were doing it, but they weren't telling people they were doing it. And
The Pirate Bay did too. They announced it up front before they started doing it.
No, they announced it after they got caught.
No, they didn't. They had a forum post about it before they got caught doing it.
A forum post.
Hey, they're not going to put it, right there on the banner of their website. Hey, you're mining crypto for us. But yes, they did in fact make people aware of it or attempt to.
That they did put it on the website after it wound up coming out that they were doing it, and people hadn't read whatever forum post, because how many people read forums?
Well, back to
I
this
do.
though, since Pirate Bay's not really a.
It says
going
here,
concern anymore.
Siren Security Labs has been tracking websites running cryptocurrency mining scripts locally. Company revealed last week, quote, based on the monitoring of a sample size of 500,000 sites, there's been a 725% increase in the number of domains running crypto mining scripts.
Right,
on
but again-
one or more pages, some knowingly, some not. In the
But
4-month period.
they're not telling you if it went from one website to 5, or if it went from 1,000
No, it's right down
websites
here. It went from 2,272 in November to 7,291 as of the date of the study.
Okay.
So, triple in October,
Yep.
flattened in November, and then skyrocketed in December and January. Half the total run-up since September was concentrated in the last 2 months.
And that's domains, so that's not pages. You're talking about an even more exponential increase when you start factoring in how many different pages or subdomains in each domain might be
Right.
running the
And
same thing.
this is your friendly reminder to wind up getting, say, AdBlock Plus, maybe run NoScript.
No script
NoScript
is the
will
only
help.
thing that will stop it.
Yeah, NoScript will help. Or something we haven't talked about on this show before, but that is apropos here is Aria, Daryl, I don't know if either of you guys use Open Hardware Monitor or any other automated hardware monitor you can just leave it in the top right corner, and if there's a spike in CPU or GPU activity, it'll show up.
I don't use one, but I know people that do.
Yeah, I have the gaming PC, so I'm a big fan, and that would notice if something untoward was happening with your PC resources. But
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell, they send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the call to freedom on LRN.fm. أنتم تستمعون إلى The Crypto Hour، يقدم إليكم برعاية Helium.com على برنامج نداء للحرية على LRN.fm.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Is this Dubstep Mario?
Actually, it is Chill Trap. It's from
What's the difference?
Goblins from Mars. It's not dubstep. It's Chill Trap.
But what's the difference?
It's the beat signatures.
It has a
different.
melody. Dubstep doesn't have a melody.
Well, it also just uses sounds different. This is mostly done on what's it called? The board. It's got like 60 keys on it. Launchpad.
A piano?
Mostly on the Launchpad. No,
Pianos
Launchpad.
have more than 60 keys, Daryl. Come on,
It's
man.
called a Launchpad. I'll show you.
Come on, man. Okay.
Kaufman. Kaufman. You know Kaufman? From Porkfest? The redheaded guy with the long beard and the little motorcycle, the crotch rocket?
No.
Okay, anyway, he's got one. I'll show you how to play it when we go at Porkfest this year.
You mean
All right.
Forkfest?
And Porkfest. Porkfest. It's a forkin' Forkfest.
Oh, wow.
It's a forkin' fest.
Did we? Oh, we already talked about that, and I missed it.
No,
Sad.
we didn't talk about Forkfest yet.
All right, well, let's hit that during the last hour. But real quick, I wanted to settle a dispute between Daryl and Arya concerning Pirate Bay's cryptocurrency mining. So what happened was in September, they got caught testing CoinHive, a cryptocurrency miner, and at that time, after they got caught, they admitted in a forum post that they had tested it. Then in October, they turned it on for everybody, running, full time, and they didn't say anything about it then.
Gotcha.
So you were both right.
And that was also about the time that they enabled the thing to where you could watch things on their site while it was torrenting. So they were encouraging people to spend time on their website.
I imagine that's what a lot of these domains that are being discussed in this article are doing. I mean, we talked about the cryptocurrency mining that Salon is doing, that basically saying you can either look at ads or you can let us mine crypto. And so they're trying to incentivize this cryptocurrency mining with content. It's just Salon is doing it, I guess, more upfront than Pirate Bay did, and I imagine that there's a wide spectrum of honesty/dishonesty with these numerous domains. So, reading on in the article, Kaspersky Lab researchers shared some data Monday on crypto mining malware. They discovered that cybercriminals have started using sophisticated infection methods and techniques to install mining software, with the most widely used web miner being CoinHive, same one Pirate Bay used. According to the security firm, 2.7 million users were attacked by malicious miners last year, representing an increase of approximately 50% from the previous year, adding the most successful groups observed by Kaspersky Lab earned millions of dollars by exploiting their victims in just 6 months during 2017.
Ouch.
So I imagine when they call it malware, like the difference between malware and software is consent, just like the difference between taxation and commerce is consent. So I imagine when they refer to it as malware, that's just referring to the people who were unknowingly or unwittingly or even were tricked into the cryptocurrency mining, as opposed to opting into it. Yeah, even down here in the last article, while CoinHive is most commonly used by malware creators on unsuspecting victims, an opt-in version exists too. However, Malwarebytes published an analysis of crypto mining last week stating that the opt-in version of CoinHive's API was barely used 40,000 times a day, in comparison to the silent one, which was used 3 million times a day during the period of January 10th to February 6th. So while we would like to think that this whole venture of crypto mining in exchange for content or website access is sort of a voluntary thing, it looks like the trend is exactly the opposite. There are, let's see, what is 3 million versus 40,000?
Well, it's just like AdBlock. You know, how many people actually don't go into AdBlock and uncheck the allow some unobtrusive advertising? I know, no, I do. I don't want any advertising. But, you know, there's supposed to be that agreement where you can still opt in to some non-obtrusive ads. But how many people actually do that?
I do it with websites that I trust, but those are pretty few and far between. For instance, news.bitcoin.com, I'm sorry, you're not on my AdBlock whitelist.
Right.
Okay, and decentralized internet, I don't just use AdBlock. It's just... So he's got... we have some, one of our users talking about another software. I'll look into that one. And we might talk about that.
So evidently there's something going on at Binance today. A phishing site. This comes from High Tech Hate, one of our Discord and Twitch viewers. This is from @CZ_Binance, supposedly the Binance.com CEO's official Twitter account. I love how his name is CZ, and then in parentheses next to it, it says, "not giving crypto away."
I think Vitalik Buterin also added some kind of thing to his name of, "I'm not giving you stuff."
Yeah, no free Bitcoin for you. Says here, a user's history. Can you see the two dots? And there's a picture here of I'm guessing this is an email or something. The history. What do you call it? The internet history, whatever that's called.
Internet?
Yeah, internet history. It says a phishing website that redirects to the real website after you log in. Additionally, after you log in once, it doesn't let you access the phishing site again. It will auto-direct you to Binance even after logging out.
Browser history.
History.
I had to go to the guy's Twitter to see what in the blue hell is Will Coley talking about.
Because I told you guys out there, I am a tech illiterate. Like, I can send email, I can surf Facebook, and I can send cryptocurrencies. But, like, if I put a wallet on my desktop, I got to have one of you guys help me do that. Because I don't know, I'm lost. You're lucky I can send email. But, yeah, so basically there's some kind of a phishing scam that's going on over at Binance, I guess.
We actually talked about this in the strangest of spots. It was when the girl from Kawaii Crypto was on, and I mentioned that she had talked about this on her Twitter before anybody else that I had seen. She was talking about this scam. And it's basically what they do is they replace the I and or the N in the word Binance with the German version of the letters that has the dual dots. And it makes it look very much like the regular URL. So this appears to be a variant on the same thing. So
this looks like a phishing scam itself. It says, we want to say we're sorry, and we've decided to give away 3,000 Ether to our customers. Details below. To get yours, just send any amount between 0.3 and 5 Ethereum to our address to get 3 to 50 Ethereum back.
Hold on, where are you seeing this?
Underneath.
You have to read this in a West African Prince accent, Will.
Right? No, underneath
Do
of the
you know
tweet.
their way to free Ethereum? I know their way to free
not giving
Ethereum.
away crypto.
Give me one
You
Ethereum.
click on that, and you
I
go
will show you their
underneath
way.
of it.
You're talking about some reply to the tweet.
Yeah, it looks like he is the one saying it.
But it's designed to look like him. Is that what you're saying?
It does look like him.
That's fun.
It worked. And it's all these people saying it worked.
They do not know their way.
For real, yo? I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
All right,
at
yeah.
all.
So he posted that as a reply to the other tweet, and yeah, this can't be. This dude got hacked or something.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Look for the blue check, they say.
Right? No, he's got a blue check, but I'm telling you, his Twitter got hacked.
Yep. All right. Well, Crypto Hour. We got another one in the books. We'll be back with more political discussion here on the Call to Freedom when we get back in just a moment.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment walking down the street to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, March 7th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.63 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,330 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $33, and the average price of Bitcoin is $10,639. Antiwar.com reports it's been a little over 2 weeks since the Syrian army launched its most recent offensive against rebel-held eastern Ghouta, a suburb of Damascus. The push has included intense air and artillery strikes and a costly civilian death toll. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, some 800 civilians, including at least 177 children. A lot more civilians have been killed in this fight than combatants by all accounts, though no reliable figures exist on how many combatants were slain on either side. Roughly a third of rebel-held eastern Ghouta has fallen over that period, leading civilians to flee deeper into the area. Russia is suggesting they flee the other way, however, offering everyone, including rebels, safe passage out of Ghouta. Syria and their allies are eager to get the rebels out of eastern Ghouta because it's the last substantial rebel-held territory this close to the capital city. Eastern Ghouta has been used for artillery strikes against Damascus and at times outright infiltration into the capital. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports in the first weeks after President Donald Trump's latest travel ban was implemented on December 8th, around 100 waivers were granted to thousands of applicants for U.S. visas from 8 countries subject to its restrictions, according to State Department data provided to Reuters. Between December 8th and January 8th, more than 8,400 people applied for U.S. visas from Chad, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Syria, Somalia, Yemen, and Venezuela, the countries listed on the ban. Of those, 128 applicants qualified for visas because they fell into categories exempted from the ban, according to a letter from the State Department sent last month to U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen. Exemptions to the ban are made for lawful permanent residents of the United States and certain other categories of applicants. The ban contains the provision that those who do not qualify for exemptions can be considered for waivers in special circumstances, such as a need for urgent medical care or to accommodate adoptions. Waivers can also be granted to those previously granted visas who want to return to employment or study in the United States. Significant business obligations or close U.S. family ties can also be taken into consideration for a waiver. As of February 15th, only 2 of the initial month's applicants had been approved for the waivers, according to the letter, which was seen by Reuters. Since then, more than 100 additional waivers have been granted, according to the State Department on Tuesday. It was not clear how many of those additional waivers went to applicants from the initial month. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment about the issue. A State Department official said the policy is being implemented as called for in the president's proclamation. Van Hollen, a Democrat, along with Republican Senator Jeff Flake, requested the information about visas from the State Department in late January, saying in a letter to the agency and the Department of Homeland Security that they had received reports of the near-uniform denial of waivers for visas. Van Hollen said in a statement to Reuters, the Trump administration claims that the waiver system can be used by people who pose no threat to the country, but these facts show that system is a farce designed to hide the president's true purpose. 6 of the 8 countries included in the ban are majority Muslim. Courts have struck down the first 2 versions of the Republican president's travel ban, and the current one is narrower in scope than its predecessors. The Supreme Court will consider its legality this spring, and a decision is expected by June. Many visa applicants from the 8 countries were denied even before the travel ban, and since it took effect, more than 1,700 of the 8,400 visa applicants were denied for reasons other than the travel ban, according to the State Department's data. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap and Amazon, at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. Or you can shop directly from FPP with Bitcoin in the Bitcoin store. That's shop.fppradio.com. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
The FAA has issued a reminder that any plane can crash and kill you. Deputy FAA Administrator Serena Grant.
This year, there will be more flights than ever. Any one of them could blow up in the middle of the sky without warning. That's why we're asking all Americans to tell their families that they love them before taking off.
The agency also released a list of important questions to ask yourself or your seatmate during your flight, including, should the wing be doing that? What is that whirring noise? And do all planes shake this much? They're reminding passengers that even the smallest amount of turbulence could mean you're headed toward a sudden explosive death. While hurtling through the sky at unimaginable speeds in a steel coffin can feel like gambling with your life, the FAA says there are ways to regain the illusion of control.
If you're worried about crashing, why not switch your flight at the last second? It might just save your life. Or kill you, depending on which plane crashes.
And for those who aren't flying this holiday, the FAA has reminded everyone that a plane could fall out of the sky right on top of you at any moment.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.FM.
Here we go, off the rails. You know it's time to raise ourselves. It's freedom like you never knew. Back or past, say the word, I'll be there in a flash. You could say my head, it's up to you. Oh, we can zoom all the way through the world.
All right, welcome back into the final hour of the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio today. watching it snow outside like crazy. Well,
you can't see it anymore
now. We've got in the studio with us, we've got Daryl Perry from the Liberty Lobby, and live via remote, my classic crew, Mr. Tom Gray, and Miss Aria Demezio from cryptocurrencycheck.org. So we were just talking about another scam. It looks like that's being done in the name of the Binance CEO with a fake account.
No, that appeared to be a real account because it had the little verify
No,
thing.
it's not, Daryl. They're telling you this in the chat.
I'm not in the chat.
They've
Can't see
spent
it.
the whole.
He can't see the chat. He doesn't.
Okay,
he
who
doesn't
is-
And your
Discord.
radio
Who is there
listeners
under
also
LRN
can't
Studio?
see the chat.
Yeah, and the
Well,
radio
who is there
listeners
under
can't see the
LRN
chat.
Studio defending you? Because there's somebody under LRN Studio who's like, I didn't say that.
That's me. I didn't say
It's-
anything. All I
Okay,
said
well,
was,
it read like it was
It
Daryl.
looks like this is this.
Yeah,
So-
it appears to, because it has the little check mark, it appears to be a real account. I think the guy got hacked. Legit accounts can get hacked. That's how internets work.
Right. Well, there's also some pretty.
Did you really, Daryl? Did you really say, "quote You take a
Internets.
taxi cab and he drops you off at the wrong place, but you still have to pay him"? That's a smart contract. Is that a real thing that you said at some point?
I don't know.
I don't know, but smart contracts are dumb contracts. It's like end user licensing agreements. You just say, I agree to something. And then, like, what do you actually agree to? I don't know. Maybe you do agree to
thing
pay
that
the
you
guy if he
read.
drops you at the wrong place.
Yeah, if you
the
follow.
thing that you read, you
if you
read
f-
the EULA. You read
If you
it.
follow
Most
the
people
link-
don't read them.
Yeah, if you
That's
follow
your
the
fault.
link on the thing,
I have never read one.
it takes you to the actual account that said, "Hey, I've got free Ethereum to give away," and that account doesn't have a blue check mark, and it actually
Not at all.
only has one tweet that it's ever tweeted, and
Okay.
that is, "I got free Ethereum to give away." We want to say that we're sorry, so we've decided to give away 3 Ethereum to our customers. Details below.
Right, and he posted that as a comment
Yeah,
to another tweet to make it appear as though
yeah, it was real.
it was real.
Pretty
That-
smart.
And that address has made $35,406 worth of Ethereum.
Wow.
Holy crap, I've got to do this.
I gotta try it just once.
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of cryptocurrency, folks. When people fall for
Well,
it, it's a
I mean,
public
no, no.
address, and you can see how
See-
badly they fell for it.
Yeah.
See, I could even get out there and say, look, I want to scam you out of your Ethereum with this new scam token, and people would do it. I could,
Well, you've got
100% honest the entire time.
Aria
I'm just not.
You.
I'm just not a scum. so-
UETs, isn't that what it's called? UET, useless Ethereum token.
It could
And
be like a
it's-
coin where the short name is Aria, but you replace the A's in your name with pyramids, so everyone knows it's a pyramid scheme.
Well, no, I could just call it Pyramid Coin.
That's actually happened, and people still bought
Pyramoria.
it. I think it's not.
I
Just,
mean, I could be totally upfront about it, and I could make $35,000 by the end of the week. I think I'm going to have to do this. I mean, if I'm honest about it,
Oh man, there's so
if
many
people
of
are
them.
stupid enough to give me to give me their money, and I'm telling them I'm just going to take your money and leave with it, is that immoral?
If you tell me up front you're going to rob me, and I still give you my money,
No, but I'm not robbing you. I'm saying if you give me your money, I'm just gonna take it.
Ghost
I'm not
token.
gonna give it back to you.
We're talking about my proposed ghost token of here's a token. We're just going to disappear after you give us money.
Yes.
Right. Is that immoral to take their money?
Oh wow. Is it immoral to take their money if they give it to you? when you
Knowing
straight
that
up-
I'm providing no good or service. Just give me
Right.
money.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. Because I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it is exploiting their stupidity. I mean, there is that. But at the same time, I mean,
exploiting give me
individual
money.
responsibility for
I'm
their
not
stupidity
doing
has to
anything.
come into it.
Now, if you said, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and then
Well, I
they give
wouldn't
you
do
money,
that.
and then you don't do X, Y, or Z, then yes, that's immoral.
High-tech
Right,
hate
well,
beat you
yeah.
to it there, Arya.
You think what?
I said high-tech hate beat you to it. I guess you're going to have to buy that very nice-looking fake Binance account for $1,000. Because he's already set it up. So now you'll have to buy it from him if you want to use it.
Yeah, it's the same as a regular.
Or I could just make a fake one and say, this is a fake one, send Ethereum to it.
Right? I wonder if you could do that.
And idiots out there would do it.
You know what? Let's see if we can pay for our PorkFest sponsorship like this. Make a fake account.
I do not
and
condone
say,
this.
No, we're gonna say it.
I
We're
would
gonna
like
say-
all of the regulators from both state bars that I am members of to know that I do not endorse or participate in this.
I say we make a fake account and we actually put on there somewhere, this is a fake account. Don't actually send us money. And see how many idiots. Let's see if we can pay for PorkFest with stupid people this year.
Do you really want to do this? I mean, we can set this up in a couple of hours.
I don't know. I'm kind of tempted just to see if we can like literally plaster
I'm positive it would work.
all over it that it's fake. Not try to be fake. But be open.
No, we would make it known that this is fake. You're just giving us money.
Yes.
You're not getting anything out of it.
Like not really the Binance CEO. Don't really send us money. You like put meme like make it out in the open. Like this is a fake account.
Oh, I would not use the name of any existing company. I would say like finance, and like.
Well, no, I would call it the Call to Freedom PorkFest Scam Fund.
Well, no, because nobody. Then you can't. Then it's not. Then the whole point of it's lost. Like what you would do is you do like.
What is the point of it?
You do like the CZ _ Binance, and then instead of in parentheses not giving away fake coins, put in parentheses this is a fake profile.
See, that's not the route I wanted to take with it.
To where we're straight up like
I just want to
this
make a
is
fake
not
thing and tell
CZ
people to
Binance
send
at
money.
all. But send us money for free.
This is something that shouldn't be worked out over the air. This is discussed after the show. But then
that ship has sailed.
As I learned from
Daryl
Tom yesterday,
slowly turns off the microphone and walks away.
As I learned from Tom yesterday, apparently, you guys just do like stream of consciousness for 3 hours.
We do whatever we decide we want to talk.
And then you talk completely through breaks, and Will forgets to turn off music.
I know, it's great.
And then
It's
he
great.
forgets to play music, and
I do. Like right now,
Yeah.
I'm forgetting to play music.
We do have the most professional show out there.
This is why you don't smoke weed during the show, Will Coley.
The best part is the ones
He
where
hits all the breaks when he does smoke weed on the air, though.
I do. No, the best ones are the ones where I decide that the break for the first segment comes in at 15 instead of 16 minutes, and then we just sit here and listen to music for a minute because I've already said goodbye.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeen.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeen.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeen.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeen.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeen.com. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom live on LRN.FM. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And we are coming to you live across the airwaves all across sub-Saharan Africa on the free-to-air satellite. You want to call in, join us, 603-283-6160. You can hit us up on the Discord call-in line, or you can hit us at LRN.FM on Skype. Now, we've got Daryl in the studio with us right now from Liberty Lobby, and we've also got our classic crew on the line, Aria Demezio from CryptocurrencyCheck.org, along with Tom Gray, our resident taxpayer. We were wondering earlier, Tom, What does it feel like to take Uncle Sam's 11-inch shaft with no lube?
Tom, are you there?
I think
Did Will forget to unmute you?
I didn't unmute
No,
him.
I'm here. I just wish I had a witty come back to that. But the
Because he
truth
doesn't
is,
have
it
one at
sucks.
all.
That's what
It
she
totally
said.
sucks.
I
No,
continue to be
no, she
surprised that
didn't.
wasn't asked of me.
Right. We just got through in the first segment when you weren't here, talking about how basically Israel is going to pay $8,900 bonuses to citizens who can snitch out illegal immigrants. And then immediately after that, a story about how after a bipartisan group of lawmakers returned from Israel on Tuesday from a state-sponsored trip, as in the state of Israel paid for our politicians to take vacation there. The very next day, they said that they wanted to up the $38 billion stipend that Israel currently gets. So it turns out you will not only be paying for the occupation, but you'll also be paying for the new snitching program, evidently, as well. So
Not to mention paying for the anti-snitching lawsuit against California. So it's just a red letter day for those of us who don't like supporting snitches, but nonetheless pay taxes.
Right. Well, I had an imam tell me one time. He said it's an issue of degrees. What's worse, not paying your taxes and going to prison and your children being raised without a caretaker, or paying the extortion, but at least your children have a parent to take care of them. And I was like,
semi-comforting.
yeah, it's like, well, it's duress. You do it under duress. So always remember, you're not doing it because you want to. Those horrible things that your tax dollars are used for, well, it's not because you approve of it. You're fairly vocal in the fact that it's something that's literally stolen from you at the point of a gun, that if you had the choice, well, you wouldn't do it. It's those people that are like, I pay my taxes and I'm proud. Those people, they're disturbing to me.
Yes.
That's sickening.
And those people are also disturbed. They find pride in the fact that, they are stolen from.
Well, I mean, they're not being stolen from. They're doing it, they're proud of it. They're happy to do it. They think it's for a good cause.
They're still being stolen
because of that,
from.
they think it.
The wonder
Because of that, they think it's.
The wonder of it all is even the people who think taxes are good, who are perfectly fine with paying their taxes, still hate the process of actually doing it because they somehow make it even worse than what's actually happening to you, the process of getting there. It's like before you get the unsolicited object in your non-happy cavity, you have to crawl through a bed of glass, to get to it. That's so you ask, what does filing your taxes feel like? I don't know yet this year because I bought the software, but the number of steps that I have to go through before they can even take my money is so involved that I haven't even had time to get raped by the government yet. I have to set aside time for my own financial raping.
Well, we do have a caller
Yeehaw.
on the line for us right now. We've got Rob.
That sounds like a Saturday night to me.
Right. We've got Rob in Vermont. How you doing, Rob? What do you think, and why do you think it?
Oh, I don't know. I pay taxes only because so I don't have to live underneath the bridge.
Because they'll steal your house if you don't give them their the extortion payment.
Exactly. But anyways, I called in for a couple of different things. One is, Will, you're doing fine on the show. If you want to smoke pot, go right ahead. As a matter of fact, I'm going to join you in a pull up the left-handed cigarette here shortly. But I did have a cryptocurrency question that I wanted to ask. And that is that I used to have, a few different coins, but it got to be where it was a pain in the butt to, research all these different coins and everything. So I just took the top 6 that I liked. Some of them that they're very familiar, and then some of them are just they're long runs, and I don't have a problem with that. But what I want to do is I want to take, and I'm just going to put this. I want to put this in the cold storage, but and I know you can do that. It's like a type of hard wallet, I guess. But my question is, will they take any cryptocurrencies, these hard wallets at all?
It depends on the wallet. Some wallets, I think the most I've seen is 20. There's one wallet that will take 20 or 25 currencies, I believe. I could be wrong, but that's the biggest.
Yeah, I don't have any experience with the. Well, no, he's asking about the hardware wallets.
Yeah.
So like the Ledger and
that's what I'm saying.
The other thing. Well, you said software wallet.
No,
so
I said hardware.
I heard software.
I'm sorry.
But
yeah.
But I know that there was somebody at a recent crypto meetup here in Keene that they were talking about, and I forget if it's the Ledger or the other one that's like the big named one, to where they have these different like plug-in things that you have to activate, but you can only activate a very limited number at a time, but you can store multiple. So it's something that you really need to do some research on, other than just calling a radio show and asking for advice.
Right, but I mean, like if I'm talking with cryptocurrency with Will, I mean, I trust Will, and I don't have a problem with trusting Tom or even you, Daryl, because that's where I get a lot of my information from. I mean, I'm very leery about what I research on the internet. It's just, I think that's just, I don't know. I just don't know if I believe it or not. But I would be more apt to believe what I hear on these shows, like the Call to Freedom or the Free Talk Live.
All right. Well, speaking of which, we'll be back with some answers for your questions, hopefully, in just a moment.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Ovaltine. Give your kids the nutrition they need to be their best. Visit us at ovaltineusa.com. Telling your child about healthy food choices is important, but showing her what to eat goes a lot further. Have her help create the grocery list, then bring her to the store with you. Picking out healthy foods together helps kids get in the habit of thinking about what they're eating every day. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
This is The Onion Week in Review. A report released this week by the Brookings Institution found that the U.S. currently has enough chairs and that there is no urgent need to produce any new ones for the time being. Researchers confirmed through overwhelming evidence that there is absolutely no shortage of chairs, citing in their findings the sheer number of armchairs, folding chairs, bar stools, Adirondack chairs, swivel chairs, lazy boys, and rocking chairs already in existence.
Our research shows that even in a place where there seems not to be enough chairs, a quick investigation will find 1 or 2 chairs just over in the next room. Basically, as far as chairs go, I'd like to reiterate that we have a very good number of them and could just use those.
And in this week's local news, the guy in front of you is ordering for an entire construction crew. In other news, a local police department reduces costs by using the same evidence for every investigation. Voters are clamoring to hear if a female political candidate is a mother first, and a whitewater rafting trip in which a friend drowned is still pretty fun.
This is the Onion News Network.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Yeah, it does. It does. It really does help. I do that all the time, too. All right, so welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And I'm joined by my classic crew live via remote, along with Mr. Daryl Perry from the Liberty Lobby. He'll be sticking around after I get up doing, he'll be doing Free Talk Live. Pulling a 6-hour shift like I did yesterday. Now, we've got a caller on the line with us. We've got Rob calling in from Vermont, and he was asking a question about hardware wallets. Now, your question as far as VertCoin is concerned, I've asked in the VertCoin Discord chat room, and the Ledger Blue and the Nano S supposedly will work with VertCoins. But Daryl's got a little information on which hardware wallets are actually best for those of us who are multi-coin carriers as far as offering the most selection.
Yeah, there's a website called CoinSutra that did a comparison of the 3 top, and this was from November of last year. So, things may have changed, so there might be a little bit more compatibility, but they wound up doing a comparison of Ledger Nano S, the Trezor, and the KeepKey, and they compared the dimensions and the size, and they're basically about the same size. They might, one's more of a rectangle than a square, etc.
One's kind of round.
Compatibility.
Like
they all have Windows, Linux, and Mac compatibility. But where the difference is which cryptocurrencies. And I'm not going to read off the entire list, but the Ledger Nano has a lot more compatibility than either the Trezor or the KeepKey, and the Trezor has more compatibility than the KeepKey.
A lot of the chatter that's going on in the Discord chat is that you can find online, and we'll try to get some of these links posted in our Facebook and Twitter, that you can actually create your own bootable USB drive hardware wallet and just install the app for your wallet, and you can have a hardware wallet that you don't have to worry about. The only issue is if you lose that, there is nothing to keep your money secure.
The same thing if you lose your Trezor, unless you have your private key stored somewhere else. But the difference is with the Trezor and the Keep Key, somebody has already gone through the steps of turning that thing into the hardware wallet for you. Yeah. Where if I could, wind up putting a hardware wallet on this USB, but I need to be technically inclined. This is, for the not so technically inclined.
So, this is for the I want it done for me.
Yeah. Right. So people like you, Will, that barely know how to turn on a computer and, how to send an email, but you can't type in, command lines.
I don't really need anything more than a Chromebook. So anything else, Rob?
No, that's fine. Like I said, I'm trying. Like I said, I find that I spend too much time in Coinomi. Looking at things that gone up or gone down. I got to stop doing that. It's driving me crazy. So I thought that if I put my currency into cold storage wallet, and then I'm hoping maybe I might be able to pair it up somehow with helium, and then just put it into a safe and just maybe check it once a year. Because like I said, these currencies, they're not going to go up big time one day and come down big time another day. It's a slow, drawn out process, and I'm tired of looking at it all the time.
Right. I think you have to hit a point where you just accept, okay, sometimes it's going to be up and sometimes it's going to be down. I check my Coinomi in the morning when I get up, and then I just don't touch it again until the next day.
You look at your Coinomi every day?
About once a day.
I look at it too much. Sometimes, 10, 15 times a day. And it just takes away from other things I could be doing. This is just, it's for me, it's a currency just to have it there, and then maybe 10, 15 years from now, maybe it might generate a few bucks, to help me out when I get older.
So
so I don't have to rely on my family supporting me, because it's inevitable. We're all gonna get old.
Yeah, we all do that. That's the human condition. We all suck.
So
we all get old.
But we got a great show going, Will.
Thank you.
And the only way to be able to keep the show active is people got to keep calling in.
Yeah, absolutely. We love when we have people call in. We love our callers when we get them. And we're working on getting more guests. And again, like when we first got started the first few weeks, we had guests all the time. And then basically what happens is you run out of the people that are easy to get on, and then you get into those people that it takes 2 or 3 weeks or 6 or 8 weeks. And then like today, we had
and then it snows and people can't make phone calls.
Yeah, stuff like that. Well, because he's stuck in a snowstorm. I don't think he wants to be on the radio.
I think that there should be another drive in LRN. I think there should be one for a 3.5 hour or a 3 hour weed program.
Well, that's what this is basically. It's a 3 hour program where I.
Yeah, but I mean, just talking about weed.
Give him
that was tried at one time, and then the host got too high to actually wind up doing the radio show.
Well, we could put Gerald in charge of that.
Who could have seen that coming? Who could have seen that one coming?
Rich Paul. He's a lightweight.
Well, like I said, we could put Daryl in charge of it.
I've got too many other things to do, Robert, than babysit some stoners.
Right. What was it? My wife
All right,
told
guys.
me. My wife
have a good night.
My wife tells me one day, you too, Robert, you take care, bud. My wife tells me one day, she's like, in the libertarian community, normal people talk about you the same way that famous people talk about Snoop.
That reminds me. You're familiar with Cat Williams?
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever seen the stand-up he did where he was talking about smoking weed with Snoop one time?
That's what she was saying.
Where there were 4 people but 6 joints?
Yes, that's exactly what my wife was talking about.
Yeah, he was like, this was like the Olympic joint smoking session.
Yeah,
there were 6 of them, but only 4 people.
Yeah, my wife's like the only that people talk about me in the way that famous people talk about Snoop. And that's because if you hang out with me long enough, there'll probably be a point in time where there'll be a doobie and a dab and a oil pin going around at the same time.
Those are 3 different things.
They're 3 different things. That's right.
Yes.
They are 3 different things.
Daryl knows how to count.
But they're also the same thing. So, just depends on how bad my hip is hurting that day.
Like the dab thing, you got to have like a blowtorch.
No, not anymore. They make these awesome little machines now that you don't need that. They're like the size of an ink pen.
Tiny little machines.
Yeah.
Also called blowtorches.
Well, no.
Smaller blowtorches.
No, these are just little. They look like this, only it's got a different top on it. And
this for the radio listeners and everybody not in studio is a little vape pen.
For all the people that aren't watching on Twitch, it looks like a little pin, and because it's a vape pen.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. SaveItPurse.com.
Excuse me, is this where I get a license to start a new business?
I wouldn't be hasty. You have to get a license to go out of business, too, you know.
Oh, well, look, I've invented this little anti-gravity machine, see?
Oh, is that why you're walking 2 inches above the floor?
Oh, yes, it's very comfortable. It saves on shoe leather.
Yeah, well, you have to fill out these forms and report to the Human Services Department of Manpower Orientation and register with the Fair Employment Practice Commission, the Wage and Hour Division of the Employment Standards Administration, the State Sales and Income Tax Division, the Internal Revenue Service, and the Social Security Administration of the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, and, of course, OSHA.
OSHA? I thought that was a little town in Wisconsin.
You'll find out. Say, floating around like that could be dangerous. Have you checked with the Consumer Product Safety Commission?
Well, not yet.
Come to think of it, you actually are flying, aren't you? Look, you need to go over to the Federal Aviation Administration and the Transportation...
It's very hard to get anything done these days if you're in business, but free enterprise built this country. Think what could happen if we don't keep it free. A public service of this station and the Center for the Defense of Free Enterprise, Bellevue, Washington.
We just can't have people floating about unregulated, you know.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com. Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Welcome back here to the final segment of this live Wednesday night broadcast of the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We've been broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio, and, we've been talking about this and that and scams and fake Twitter accounts and just, how easily it is for a fool or even somebody who's just not paying attention and their money to part ways in the crypto world. And, we wanted to move on to talking about a little bit of news before we left. I've got this video here from Reuters and the Washington Post about a subject that if you've listened to the show for any amount of time, you'll know that I'm not the biggest fan of the Saudi government, be it the old Saudi government or the new supposedly reformed Saudi government. By reformed, what they mean is they'll now allow women to drive legally. They won't criminally prosecute women for driving.
Oh, that's good.
But they are still bombing and creating a humanitarian crisis in Yemen. So, baby steps, I guess. Let women drive, stop killing children. I guess you take what you can get, maybe.
But they've not stopped killing children.
No, not at all. And they don't plan to, and that's, made very clear.
And the U.S. military is helping them do that.
Oh, and the U.S. taxpayer is helping them pay for it. So, so we got a little 45-second video here from Reuters that is discussing, it turns out that Mohammed bin Salman has arrived at Downing Street to talk with Theresa May. Oh, really? It's going to be that? Just him walking up and them shaking hands with each other? Oh, well, whatever.
Your narration is interesting, at least.
I wish we could get like a Mock the Week style narration of this where like Hugh Dennis could be like, so, how much do you think, do you think I can get a discount on those missiles for this month's shipment?
Well, backbenchers from sedentary positions are shouting shame.
I don't think...
Can I just say to those backbenchers?
I don't think so.
Hold on, she was starting to say some words.
Yeah, she was talking about something else, though. Now she's addressing Parliament. Says Mohammed bin Salman, the divisive crown prince of Saudi Arabia, arrived in London today, for a 3-day state visit. The 32-year-old was greeted at the airport by the Foreign Secretary, Boris Johnson. For anyone who doesn't know, make Trump a little more of a buffoon and British, and that's Boris Johnson. Had lunch with Queen Elizabeth II, a rare honor for a man not yet head of state. Later, he will dine with Prince Charles and Prince William, 2 British royals, who are like him next in line to the throne.
I just pulled up pictures.
Is Nigel Farage mentioned somewhere in this article?
Farage.
No. I can't wait till we get him on the show.
I just pulled up pictures of Boris Johnson, and it looks like Donald Trump with worse hair.
Yeah, I told you. Boris Johnson.
Like the hair just kind of goes down instead of that weird swirly thing.
He was a television comedian and then became the mayor of London.
His actual full name is Alexander Boris de Pfeiffer Johnson.
Yeah. Ow.
Pfeiffer.
Has he ever gone west?
That was Fievel.
Not Pfeiffer. But yeah. So yeah, he's see, broke my train of thought. Anyway, he was a television comedian like I don't know, Joe what's his face from
Scarborough
Talk Soup, and then became the mayor in
Al Franken used to be a television comedian.
Yeah, there you go. And now he's the head of the Foreign Relations Committee of the new conservative government in the United Kingdom. He has become a Donald Trump-like anti-immigrant figure all across England. But yeah, for him to be meeting with Saudi Arabia's prince is actually kind of funny because he is well known for peddling anti-Muslim conspiracy theories, much like Trump. It says, although Mohammed has pushed some liberal policies at home, including his dramatic decision to allow women to drive, he's viewed as a key...
Dramatic?
Yeah, right. He's viewed as a key economic ally for a post-Brexit Britain. His foreign policy is controversial in London. Notably, the Crown Prince is the architect of the Saudi-led intervention against Iran-allied rebels in Yemen. Critics say Saudi Arabia's indiscriminate use of force in that conflict has had disastrous consequences for Yemeni civilians, exacerbating what may be the worst current humanitarian disaster on earth. Now, I know a lot of people who boycott Hajj. They won't go to Saudi Arabia. They're so dedicated to the fact that what is going on in Yemen is wrong that they will not fulfill a religious pilgrimage so long as the Saudi royal family is in power because of what's going on in Yemen. But you can't get European, Western, American, whatever you want to call them, diplomats and world leaders to muster the cojones to stand up and not meet with these. I mean, these are cold-blooded killers. Seriously. You can't say that the Saudi crown prince, if he's overseeing the Yemeni invasions, is not anything less than a cold-blooded killer.
Oh, and it's not just an invasion, it's also a blockade where they are actively preventing food and aid from coming into the country.
And the
U.S. military is helping them do it.
Yep. In the Straits of Hormuz, I believe, is the area where we actually have our ships chilling, helping. Because, well, the people in Yemen who want their freedom from the Saudi yoke, they're Iranians. We know they are. And it's just that whole we think they're Shia, so they're not actually human.
Right, and then there's the interesting thing to where you've got the South Yemen secessionists that are simultaneously fighting with and against the Saudis.
Yes.
I think you just muted yourself.
I don't know how, but yes.
You pushed the button and then you puffed on your little stick.
No, I didn't. I swear I did not hit the button on purpose.
I saw you do it.
Well, then it was totally not even thinking. My brain is just...
Hold on. Let's break that down for a second. Daryl says, you pressed that button and then you smoked marijuana. And Will says, I did not press the button. And that's our show in a nutshell.
Yes.
Oh, but it's fun. It's fun.
Oh, and you want to know something else that's fun? When I do the archives in the morning, I look at the wave formats, and then every now and then I'll see little gaps, and then I just go and listen.
Mm-hmm.
And almost every time I hear this, oh, crap, why is that not playing? Oh, right, okay, there it is.
Yep.
And then the music starts.
Yeah. Because what will happen is I'll have the I'll have the music itself muted because we'll have guests on, so I can't always use the board because sometimes they're like, no matter what channel I use to go up and down, if for some reason it seems like the guest is there. So I'm going up and down on YouTube, and I'll leave it down, and the guest will be gone. So I'm not thinking about the fact that I have to up and down there, and I'll turn it on, and it's on there, and it's on here.
So what you're saying is you're going up and down on the guest, and then you get confused.
I do. I get so confused.
Will Coley gets confused when he goes down on the guest.
I'm not getting enough oxygen. Oh my God. I swear to you guys, tomorrow it will be just as bad as it was today. So, but yeah, tomorrow we'll have Tom and Aria. No, we won't. We'll have Aria and Chelsea. We'll have Chelsea Snyder from the Vora Method in with us tomorrow.
You said it right.
Yeah, we might actually have another guest too, I think. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll do my job when I get home and figure all that stuff out. We are working on putting together guests for next week, so come back and listen for those folks too. Stick around though. Free Talk Live's coming up right after this.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
You're 6 minutes away from a live episode of Free Talk Live, brought to you by freekeen.com. Listen live at freetalklive.com.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP